This is Triple M's Dead Set Legends on your Saturday morning with Sarah, Will, and Rabs. As that drum beat just caught me off.
Stop drumming.
Just stop drumming. We are joined by a man who I think is as nuffy as you get, which I mean with the utmost. I mean that sincerely, and I mean that as a point of pride.
From one nuffy to another.
From one nuffy to another. And this man is called Jake. He's from Saints TV, and after every game, he finds himself back on Saints TV covering the Saints game that has just taken place. Good morning, Jake. You there, mate?
Yeah, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me. Love starting the day with a very nice compliment there. So thank you.
Well, that's a nice place to start, Jake. So do you find nuffy a term of endearment?
Yeah, I guess it's okay. Yeah, I'll take it.
I certainly do. So explain to our audience, Saints TV, how it started and what it's come to be.
Yeah, so I started it in around 2018. We weren't going too well then, so times haven't really changed too much, sadly. But just wanted a place to go and vent, complain, whinge about the game, and hopefully relate to other Saints fans. And turns out there's quite a few of us out there. And from there, the Facebook, Instagram, YouTube's grown pretty well, to the point where, tonight hopefully we'll get the win and I'll be able to go in the rooms and chat to the players. And that's through the sponsor Mosh, which is awesome. So they've been a big support. And it's just fun to get in the car and put the camera on and just have a chat.
Jake, how do you keep the faith? I mean, St Kilda, it's a tough existence, isn't it, as a St Kilda fan? The one premiership by 1 point. How do you keep the faith?
Well, I mean, it's got to turn around at some point, right? And
it should, right?
It should, and we've got Ross, and I'm a big fan of Ross, so I'm really enjoying what he's doing, and seeing all the youngsters run out like that. That's the future there. So it might take some time. There might be some ups and downs along the way in the next 12 to 18 months, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It is hard sometimes, to see the light, but I think there is one. I hope.
Chatting to Jake Batone from Saints TV here now. You mentioned Ross. We love Ross here. He's one of our own. He worked for us for a couple of years. I've got a quote from you here. I work closely with the club, but I do get into trouble here and there for things like filming training sessions when Coach Ross Lyon is very particular about protecting the game plan. Now, Jake, have you been on the end of a Ross bar? Now, Jake, what are you filming here for?
You've done your research. It's there was a funny time. I was sitting in the Danny Frawley Centre and filming with my cameraman, and Ross was there was a nice shot of Ross, and he was kind of standing in the middle of the ground, distant from the playing group, just being a boss as he is. And I said, let's get a nice shot of him. The second we zoom in on him, it was like, I don't know, like some sort of a spidey sense or something. He just turned and he knew exactly where the lens was and was looking right at it and just beelined it, just looked at it for a good minute. We just slowly put the camera down.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The footage, you can see the cameraman's hand start shaking. It was the best footage in the world.
There isn't a man, I think, that just has that ability to just frighten you a little bit, Ross.
Yeah.
Scary.
Because he's lovely.
Oh, he's a legend.
When he turns, I can see people getting scared. Jake, so through Mosh, you find yourself in the Saints rooms post-game. As a Saints massive fan, that must be pretty surreal. What was the first time like?
Oh, it was unreal. I think it was actually the first time was actually a coincidence, but it was the second time we'd played North last year, and we just got the win. They were leading the whole day, and I think Jack Higgins kicked the late goal, and we just got over the line. So it was surreal, but it was kind of like, it was a bit mellow because the performance wasn't quite at that level. We got the 4 points, but it was unreal to just look around. And I think Eric Bana was down there. We had him on the podcast last year, and that was unreal. Andrew Bassett comes up to you and just shakes your hand and goes, how was that? The president. And then Ross Lyon's walking past. And yeah, it just kind of, it's a pinch yourself moment when you're like, I started this in the bedroom 5 years ago, and now I'm, tonight I might be
to Eric Bana.
Excuse me, Jake. You've buried the lead unreal there. You've had Eric Bana on your podcast. What was that like?
Yeah, that was a good maybe almost 2 years in the making. I was just harassed. I don't know how I found his agent's email, but I was just harassing her for 2 years, just saying, hey, I'd love to get him on. Is this possible? He was busy filming overseas and in Australia for quite a bit, as he does, and then got it. Yeah, they hit me up and said he's available. Would you love to have him on? I said, absolutely. And that's another moment where you're like, and it's in our, it's in our dingy studio. in Oakley, and he rocks up, and he stays.
Wow.
Comes an hour early, stays an hour late. We're having like Greek dessert and just chatting. It was unreal. Like it just doesn't seem like something that you'd ever think you would be doing, when you start the channel the way you do.
Oh, that's awesome.
As a show by fans for the fans, Jake, we absolutely love what you do with Saints TV. You've got 60,000 over 60,000 followers on YouTube now with exclusive access to the players post game. Who is your favourite Saint? As a Saints diehard fan, who's your favourite right now?
Current player.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Current player, Rowan Marshall for me.
Nice.
Who doesn't like Rowan Marshall?
Yeah.
Honestly.
And what about all time?
All time, that's an easy one. That's Lenny Hayes.
Everyone loves Lenny, don't they?
I feel like
Gorgeous
it's
man.
a boring answer.
No,
I
No,
it's
not at
the
all.
right answer.
Well, Jake, thank you so much, mate. Big game today, banana peel game. I hope for your sake that the Saints are able to hang on. But best of luck, mate, and we hope you enjoy the post game on Saints TV tonight.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on, guys. Cheers.
That was Jake from Saints TV. We're for the fans. We love speaking to the fans, Rabs, as you just said, and I think
But
that's a great exponent.
You're right there. It is a banana peel game for St Kilda.
You could just
Marvel
see it happening.
Stadium, 4:35 against the Roos. Jimmy Webster's back after serving that 7-match ban, so a bit of spice there as well. You're listening to Triple M's Dead Set Legends.